here we are in sunny Salinas, California. We just drove here from Nampa, Idaho last night. Got here about 10 o'clock this morning. Went over there under the grandstands, took a shower with the carnies. Now we're here, we're gonna give you a little rundown of what our last month has been like.
It's good to be back on the show and going again, and
how you feeling?
Still a little sore.
He told me not to show that.
Headshots only. Still very,
what do you got going on here?
I'm icing my groin, but you guys made me stand up to talk on the blog, so I'm standing now.
Okay.
So anyway, still a little sore, but we're getting a lot better.
He told me not to show that, but he's standing in front of the camera, so it's hard not to.
What we thought we'd do.
Oh, by the way, nice mustache.
Thank you.
Jason won the mustache contest.
Yeah.
You know, after the last update, Ryan and I had mustaches, and there was a lot of racial jokes pointed our direction.
Controversy.
Said I was the Fu Man without the chew. They actually announced that at a rodeo, so you know I was forced with no other choice but to shave it off. But Jason looks good.
Yep.
Announcers don't make fun of me. I don't know why.
They play Magnum PI when he rides.
Yeah. So anyway.
So here we are.
We thought what we would do is give you a little recap. You know, you saw us driving everywhere across the country. We thought we'd give one last, you know, recap of the total week, what all we did.
Yeah, because we didn't get to show you everything.
Yeah, you don't get the full perspective unless you look at it on a large scale. So we got some graphics designed up so we could show everybody at home what we actually did. Let's go to the map here. Where we started out,
Get a tight frame.
we started out right here in Reno, Nevada. We made our first trip for the 4th of July. We flew from Reno down here to El Paso and then drove over to Pecos, Texas. Then the day after Pecos, we drove over that night back to El Paso. Then we flew up here to Calgary, Alberta, where we'd left our pickup truck. Got in the pickup.
From a previous week.
Yeah.
Which you're not even going to show you.
We got up here to Ponoka. We rode there in Ponoka that night. Got back in the truck and we drove up here and across Alberta and British Columbia, almost to Alaska, to go to Williams Lake, British Columbia. Then we drove all the way back down here to Prineville, Oregon. Bob and Brian and I.
You dropped me off where?
We dropped Ryan off right here in Seattle. He flew back to Reno, and Brian and Bobby and I rode in Prineville. Then we had one day off. Ryan went from Reno down here to Phoenix and went to Oakley, Utah. And Bobby and Brian and myself, we left from Central Oregon here, drove back up to Airdrie, Alberta. Ryan rode in Oakley the same day that Bob and Brian and I rode in the short round of Ponoka, which would be July 1st. From there, Ryan flew over here to Greeley, Colorado. And Bobby and Brian and I, we drove all night long down here across Montana, across Wyoming, down into Colorado to Greeley, where we all met up.
For the record, Greeley is not in the southeast corner.
No, but that's the way Ryan drew Colorado on this map. So
we'll put a disclaimer up there that says this map is not to scale.
Once we all got back in the rig together here in Greeley, we rode there. We flew out of Denver over here to St. Paul, Oregon. That would have been the 3rd of July.
The 3rd, correct.
Then on the 4th of July, Brian, he'd been rolled on, smashed.
He had some cracked ribs.
Yeah, he had some cracked ribs.
Torn groin.
He needed a couple days off, so he took a couple days off, got a little rest. And Bob,
he's still icing.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
So Bob and Ryan and I, we got back in a plane, flew back across here to Greeley for the short round. We had to charter a plane from Greeley up here to Cody, Wyoming that afternoon. We actually found somebody to drive our pickup from Greeley and meet us in Cody. Once we rode in Cody, Ryan and I, we took the pickup and drove back over here to Malala, Bobby flew down here to Prescott, Arizona on the 5th of July.
We had to make a decision.
Yeah, we had to make an
We
executive
were up in the
decision.
2 rodeos the same day.
We had to go where we had better chances to win. Bob had a great horse in Prescott. Ryan and I had better horses at Molalla. So we went to Molalla. Bobby flew down here to Prescott. Then Bobby flew back home to Central Oregon, and Ryan and I drove the pickup home. So that in a nutshell was our week right here. We covered everything from Texas to Alberta, British Columbia.
That's 5 days right there. 5 days of traveling, folks.
Needless to say, my credit card got shut off because they thought it was fraudulent because it was going so many different places in so short an amount of time.
Yeah, they said, how could you possibly be
Yes.
from point A to point B in less than 8 hours,
Exactly.
halfway across the country?
Exactly, and
Somebody must have stole his card.
Yep.
But that didn't happen.
No, it didn't. It didn't.
We actually did that
Yeah.
right there. You know, it turned out pretty good. We figured out of our crew, we won most of the major rodeos.
Yeah.
One of us won first at about every rodeo we went to.
Let's recap that real quick
Well.
for the viewers.
What we have here, Bobby split the average here at Ponoka, Alberta. He didn't win the showdown round,
But he won the average of the rodeo.
but he won the average of the rodeo. Split the average.
Good job.
Thanks.
Ryan Gray, I'm gonna put RG up here. He won first at Williams Lake. Bob Moat won first at Ponoka. St. Paul, Ryan Gray split first place. Greeley, Colorado, Bobby Moat won Greeley. Oakley, Utah, Ryan Gray, first place. Cody, Wyoming, I split first there. So I get the JH there. Prescott, Arizona, we didn't quite win first. Bob won second.
What were you thinking?
I don't know. A lackluster performance.
Okay. Well, Pecos.
Pecos, Texas, Bobby Moat won first place all by himself there. We didn't win first at Molalla.
We both placed.
We both placed there.
And then Brian placed at
Ponoka,
St. Paul,
Ponoka, and St.
Ponoka.
Paul.
Williams Lake.
and Williams
and Williams
Lake.
Lake. Ryan, where else did you place?
Won third at Greeley.
Ryan won third at Greeley. I placed at Greeley. I placed at Pecos and Ponoka.
And Bob won third at Cody?
And Bob won second. Didn't
Second
or third?
Second or
third.
Split
Split
third at Cody.
And split third at St. Paul.
And split third at St. Paul.
So, you know,
Impressive, and we'd like to congratulate Bobby on his
he's the high money
winner out of all the cowboys, not bareback riding. That's our 4th of July run. We're going to give you an over and out, folks. Over.
Till next time.
We'll see you down the road.